So I'm actually sitting on the National Mall right now. Behind me is actually the World War II Memorial. I'm sure you guys can't see it through the trees. I just walked down to the Lincoln Memorial from the Washington Monument. The march is going on in the background. I'm sure you can hear the speaker that's on right now. I'm heading back over there in a bit, but I just wanted to take a quick pause and just talk about some of the things I'm thinking about. So when I woke up this morning and the senators in Georgia lost, I definitely was like, oh my God, like Democrats are going to control everything unless Trump pulls off a miracle today, and he might, like, who knows. But I mean, I don't know at the time of this recording what's going to happen, but I think that it's pretty safe to say that the odds are that the Democrats are going to control all three of the things, the House, the Senate, and the White House. And that's going to cause some problems. It is. It's absolutely going to cause some problems. Now, I don't think it's actually as bad as people think it is, because there's a lot of infighting in the Democrats right now. Like, honestly, like, you're going to have moderate Democrats like Joe Manchin, who's not going to vote for crazy stuff. And I mean, Joe Biden's a moderate at the end of the day. Now, Kamala Harris, that's another story. That's a different topic for a different day. But Joe Biden's a moderate. He is. He's shown through his appointments that he's going back to, like, kind of the corporatist Obama stuff more than anything else. And someone's got a big loudspeaker right behind me. But so no, I mean, and Joe Biden has also not met with Black Lives Matter, and he showed that he's not going to be like, at least including the progressives as much as they want to be included. And I got to say that's a win. But you know what? Listen, I've walked around quite a bit in the last couple hours, and I have to say that I actually think this is a good thing. I do. I think this is a good thing because last night, the Republican Party of Mitch McConnell, who I hate, I'm sorry, I know some of you like him, but I hate him, I detest him. Last night, that party died. It died a horrible, grisly death. And I think that we have probably seen the last of Mitch McConnell in a leadership position, and I actually think that that is a really good thing. I think that this has put a dividing line pretty clearly, in that I think that the dividing line is not Democrat versus Republican. It's not. It's basically, it's establishment versus populism. That's what it is. And another way of saying that is the government versus the people. Politicians who have been politicians forever, who want to be career politicians, versus people who just want shit to get done. And I think that last night, I'm hearing a USA chant from over by the Lincoln Memorial. I think that last night gave the opportunity for a populist movement to rise, because let's be honest, if the Republicans had maintained those Senate seats and maintained control of the Senate, I think that it would have been much harder, honestly, for a populist movement to gain steam. And I think that now, what I've heard this morning is that Mitch McConnell and those crony type Republicans are pissed, and they're about to declare war on Trump supporters. Well, bring it on, motherfuckers. Bring it on. Because, one of the things that has drawn me to Trump and why I love Trump supporters so much is that they're not Republicans. They're not Republicans in any traditional way. Guys, like, I think that, you guys know I was thinking about becoming a Republican, and I may still do that because I believe that I think it would be easier for populism to kind of latch on to the existing structure of the Republican Party than to build up a separate party. But I hate traditional Republicans. I do. I have more in common with a populist on the left like Nico House than I do with any of the pre-Trump Republicans. I just do, and I think that that's true of many of you as well. I think that what I'm interested in and what I see the opportunity for is a movement of people who want common sense governance, who don't want any of this crazy nonsense, and who are tired of the career politicians on both sides just coming to Washington and then sitting on their asses and not doing anything. And Trump was the anecdote for that. Trump was the person that came in like the bull in the china shop, didn't really know what he was doing at first, but kind of figured some stuff out. And the changes that he's made is he has left a mark, regardless of whether he pulls off a miracle today or maybe he runs again in 4 years. If he doesn't, I would actually really like to see that. I think he'd be in a much better position. I think that Trump's mark on the country and on politics is just undeniable. And the reality is Trump used to be a Democrat. He used to be a Democrat. He is not a crazy. He's not crazy on the right. He's not crazy on the left. Like he goes. We've seen this with the stimulus checks. Like Trump out-lefted the left when he came out and demanded $2,000 in the stimulus checks. That was a lefty move, man. And that's why. But it was the right thing to do because people are struggling. And now we're seeing the result of Mitch McConnell pulling nonsense and not going along with it. Well, you lost your Senate Majority Leader status, dude. Congratulations. I think that last night Trump voters basically were sticking it to establishment Republicans. I think that what I've come to in the last couple days is I've kind of taken a burn it down attitude to this whole situation. I kind of think like the more chaos that can be caused, the better to like shake things up. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens from here. But right now I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic. I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the whole thing. I'm feeling like the energy here is so good. You guys should see the crowd. The crowd is insane. The energy here is so good. People are in good spirits. I think that regardless of what happens with Trump, these are people that have now had a fire lit under them, and I hope it continues. I hope it doesn't extinguish, because the next 2 years are going to suck. Let's be honest, the next 2 years are going to suck, and you've got now 2 years to figure out what we're going to do for the midterms in terms of getting more. I mean, I hate to call them even Republicans because I think we need to separate Republicans from Trump supporters now. They're not the same thing. They never really were. But I think that dividing line right now is going to become even more clear. So how many Trump Republicans can get elected in 2022? Can this movement survive on its own? I think it can. And I think it'd be really good for the country if it did. You know, I walked up to the Lincoln Memorial. I never get, I think this is my third time visiting the Lincoln Memorial. If you've never visited the Lincoln Memorial, you have to. It's awe-inspiring when you first walk into it. But as I was walking into it, there were a group of Trump supporters singing God Bless America. And the acoustics in there was just like reverberating, and it was beautiful. And I thought, like, these are the types of people that I want making decisions. These are the types of people that I want to be in charge of these things. People that genuinely love this country and what it stands for and what the founding values were. And the thing that I think I'm most grateful for in this whole journey for myself is being reminded of that again. Because I lost it, man. I did. I lost it. I lost it because I was busy and I was working and I was trying to build a career and I was trying to build a business, and I forgot. This is an awesome country. And I think I think it's amazing that it took Donald Trump to revive this love of country that people had. You know, the flags you're seeing here, there's USA flags, there's Trump flags, of course, but it's USA, it's Don't Tread on Me. I think that the founders would have dug this. I do. I think that it has that good like fighting spirit, and it just feels really good to be a part of. Now, how does this transform into a political movement? I don't know, man. I don't know. But I really do feel optimistic. I think the Democrats are going to try to do some crazy stuff in the next couple of years. I have to hope that calmer heads will prevail and that the moderates will try to keep them in check. But if they really go off the deep end, I don't know. Maybe that's even better. Maybe it burns the house down even faster if it goes that way. We're going to have to see. But I really do feel optimistic. I feel good, and I think you should too. I think this is a good direction, but you know, no matter what happens today, this is not the end of the fight. This is the beginning of the fight, and I think that we all need to keep that in mind, and you know, let's keep going.